I'm your host, Danny O'Dwyer, delighted to be joined, as ever, by my partner in crime, Chris Waters. And today, we are super happy to be joined by not only senior Scapegoat correspondent Maxwell McGee.
Yeah, that would be me.
But the creator of Scapegoat and Scapegoat 2, Mr. Ian Stalker. Thank you very much for taking the time to join us with that.
Yeah, my pleasure.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
Way to release a game a week after GDC. I bet you've had plenty of sleep this past week.
Yeah, last night I got 8 hours of sleep.
Did you?
It was amazing.
Which I imagine was like a first for you in like the last week, 2 weeks, maybe a month?
Probably a month, yeah.
It was just push to internet and then my work here is done.
In some ways it's just starting too. Like my email inbox is different now than it was yesterday.
Maxwell McGee, you're going to be playing Scapegoat 2 for us. Let's jump right on in here.
As senior GOATS editor, I feel it is my sacred duty
to
show off a little bit of a Scapegoat.
You showed a Scapegoat off on GameSpot for the first time on It Came From Xbox Live,
yeah,
right?
show I used to do called It Came From Xbox Live, where we highlighted weird and quirky Xbox Live indie games. And actually the original Scapegoat, along with the hilarious and terrible No Luca No, were the two sort of, were the impetus, as it were, for that show. No Luca No, of course, being a game where you push a cat away from a bowl of cereal.
Guess what the cat's name is? Is it Luca?
Is it Luca?
It's Luca.
It's totally Luca.
I didn't realize
is there
the
a sequel
Scapegoat
for No Luca No coming out anytime soon?
I think there was, yeah. I didn't realize the Scapegoat was one of the ones that launched X-Blig, though.
Oh, yeah,
that show was super fun.
No Luca No was sort of the joke game that we thought, oh, we should totally ridicule this game in public because, oh, wouldn't that be funny? A Scapegoat was this is actually really good, and it's on Xbox Live Indies, so that means nobody can find it because the service is buried within like 16 different menus.
Yeah. So Ian, you've been developing games, you've been working on games in terms of audio and other stuff, and you've developed, this will be your fourth independent game you've made on yourself. For a while there, Xbox Live Indies looked like it was a place for students to just put up kind of just random projects they worked on. I certainly had a bunch of friends who did that. What was it? Why did you put a Scapegoat up there, and then were you surprised by the sort of the reaction that came from it?
So Scapegoat was never chartered to be like a commercial success. It was never designed. There was no design document. There was no business plan. It wasn't even designed to be a GOAT game from the start. So it wasn't like I set out to like, how do I make money with this game, with GOATs, with games. So bringing it to XBlig was just like, well, it's made in XNA. It runs. Right. It's super easy to get a game up there, and you know, I had done 2 games already for XBlig, so just why not do a third one?
So I was going to say, who was the original hero then for a Scapegoat if it was not the purple goat we have all come to know and love?
Placeholder sprites.
Oh no, I hate that character. He's the worst.
He's in everything.
He's in everything.
For a while there, I figured that you were some developer sitting at home. This is when I first saw Scapegoat 1, and you had some sort of maybe alcohol-induced fever dream where you came up with the title and then had to backwards program a video game just so you could have that as the title of the game.
That's a way better story. Can I use that one?
Yeah, sure, you can go for that. So for fans of the Scapegoat, or for those who have never played the game ever before, can you just kind of explain what it is? Okay,
well, I mean, watching it is way better than any sort of explanation because, basically it's a puzzle platformer. You play as a goat, and you have to escape each room. At this point, Maxwell has just obtained the signature gimmick of the game, which is your magical mouse friend. He's this immortal, familiar kind of thing who can get to places you can't get to in the room by crawling up walls and ceilings. And you can fit through tiny little places like this.
Yeah, right here I can't. My goat is much too big to fit within this tiny space.
I hate when that happens.
But if I can use my little mouse friend, he can go in there and hit the button for me.
So it's a game of teamwork.
And totally abandoning your mouse friend on the other side of the screen.
Look, he's figuring it out. He's a champion. We're buddies.
Taking this time. This launched on Steam for PC, Mac, and Linux just yesterday, is that right?
Yeah.
I also believe that Tim Schafer was pretty instrumental in developing this game. I believe this is Tim Schafer's The Scapegoat.
Yes, you heard correctly.
You guys put out a pretty good trailer with the guys in Double Fine, and they've gone and published this game for you. Something that kind of happened pretty last minute?
That would be the very last minute, yeah. I mean, it was during GDC.
So last week?
Yeah, last week. And you know, my original plan was not to talk to anyone about publishing until after the PC game was totally out there.
Yes.
Because, I don't know, I just wanted to kind of self-publish on PC, and then as I bring this to consoles, maybe talk to publishers. But if Double Fine expresses interest in publishing your game, maybe rethink your original plan.
Did they contact you, or was it a happening drunken meeting at a party at GDC or something that this came about?
I don't remember how much alcohol was involved in the original meeting, but no, we some other indies and I loaned space from Double Fine down the hall from them.
Of course,
for the Omega Jam, and so we kind of just were. It was through proximity that they, saw the games we were working on, and this was, pretty much in its final stages during that month.
One of the things that jumps out for me is that this game looks noticeably more attractive than the first game.
Yeah.
This is the first game you've collaborated with someone else on?
It is. So Randy O'Connor did 100% of the art, backgrounds, animations, color designs, everything like that. And we also have a custom lighting engine, which was written by Caitlin Gadd for this game. And it's been open sourced, actually, which is pretty cool. So if anyone is inspired by the lighting in this and wants to use it, it's out there.
Was that the graphics dude for some Tiger style games?
So yeah, Randy did art for Waking Mars, and
a fantastic looking game in its own right as well.
Yeah, and we just happened to be office mates at the time, and I pretty much just turned 90 degrees from my office chair and said, like, Randy, do you want to make some art for a sequel to Scapegoat? And I think we just kind of agreed to do that on the spot.
God, making indie games is so simple. You just turn your chair around, someone publishes your game, makes all your art. Like, you just
add Tim Schafer to publish it for you, and bada bing, bada boom.
You just add the goat in the last minute. It's just like simple. Max, you have played a hella bunch of Scapegoat over the past couple of years.
I believe I've played one metric hella bunch.
Scapegoat.
Measuring it out in hella units.
What do you think is the big sort of difference between this and the first game?
Oh goodness. I mean, obviously the thing that's going to jump out immediately to everybody is just what you were talking about with all the upgrades to the visual fidelity, and I think as we're about to see here, some more clever uses of the fireball spitting Grim Reaper enemy who, there he goes, killed me plenty of times in the previous game.
That's pretty nasty.
They are nasty, but they're also a utility. Like, pretty much everything in the game is both a hazard and a utility, depending on where it is.
Yeah, that's something I noticed playing through these initial stages here is, getting like extra mileage, as it were, out of your enemies, and not just having them be obstacles or hazards, but also having them work into solving the puzzles, which is a very interesting and efficient design.
Yeah, and that's kind of an interesting sort of way to compound your puzzle, but does it make it a little more complicated that you aren't just bringing in these sort of one-off things, but you want each element to have multiple applications and multiple uses?
I think it actually made it simpler to make puzzles where every ingredient has like 2 or more things it can do. So I could just say, like, this puzzle is going to feature, I don't know, 1 Reaper and the wood. As you can see, the fire propagates to adjacent wood blocks.
Which I don't believe it did in the previous.
Yeah, that's a brand new thing, and that's everyone's favorite animation. Is the
fire
flame
propagation.
It's pretty great.
Oh man, can I get the key in time?
You can do it.
I gotta get back. Oh, look at that.
Plenty
and
of
a bit of time. There we go.
Questions from the GameSpot chat here. XI2 Wicked asks, will Scapegoat 2 be released on Xbox One?
I hope so. I'd love to bring this
Next
to consoles.
gen.
Are you hoping to, surely with Double Fine involved, and you're essentially already publishing it on Steam on your own right, that, they got to pull their weight here and get it on some other platforms. What platforms would you like to see Scapegoat 2 on?
The consoles, all 3 of the next gen consoles would be magnificent. I think it is a great console game. Works great on PC as well, but being on the couch with a controller is my personal, preferred way to play it.
And I know if Tom McShay were here, he would say as well that a Vita version would be pretty great. In fact, he is here. Hi, Tom.
I know. To say, if only Tom could somehow send us a message, a sign, if you will. Perhaps by waving to us from backstage.
This game looks like something right for mobile as well, for handheld.
Yeah, the Vita thing is, I was actually surprised to see the number of people. That was the #1 requested port yesterday, at least on Twitter, when the game got a lot of attention for launch, was Vita. So I guess we should start thinking about Vita.
All right, now let me think here. How did I
think,
do?
Max.
Oh, I've got to get
Max.
I remember. Let me.
You're a goat.
Okay.
Think.
I've got to get the guy to shoot the thing at the thing. Okay, come here.
Oh, I want to ask you a question. What do you think about the fact that goats have now almost become their own mini genre? Like, you were out there blazing the trail.
That's true. You were involved in goat tech before. Before it was called. Oh,
wow.
No, why did I do that?
In
the
decades
horror.
to
Critical
come,
error.
when people
Oh, no.
talk about the history of the goat genre, they won't be talking about, the goat simulator.
They'll say Ian was there.
2028
At the
of the
beginning.
world. They'll be talking about how you started off. What do you think about Goat Simulator and how you've birthed this new genre within video games?
Well, I wish that
It's all
Armin
your fault.
would credit me for coming up with Goat Simulator, but I think that was an entirely his own thing. I don't know. I'm excited. I think like a couple more Goat games, and we could get our own tab on Steam.
Oh, there you go.
Start doing bundles.
Humble Goat Bundle.
Yes.
It's like Goat Con. It's like, take that, PAX. We got Goat Con across the river. I like it. To be continued, folks, and it all started here on the lobby. We're going to wrap it up right there. Ian, thank you so much for coming. I'd shake your hand, but I'm pretty sick, so let's go for Air 5. Bam!